Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing something a bit different today. I'm on a little bike packing micro adventure to a youth hostel at Truleigh Hill, which is on the South Downs Way, just north of Shoreham. And in actual fact, I've wild camped about a mile away from it on a Mott and Bailey Castle last year when I looked at the map. The route's about 30 miles from my house, something like half of it on road and half off-road. I've just got to the off-road section now, which is one of the Sustrans tracks. I think it's 223, the number of this track. I've done the first 13 miles to get here, which is mostly on small roads. That was quite nice, but I'm quite glad to get on this track. The roads are fairly quiet. It's a bank holiday Monday today, so there's a few people kind of beetling about the country pubs and things, but yeah, this track looks quite quiet. The bike that I'm on today is about 15 years old. It's an old Kona cyclocross bike that I've had resprayed and re-equipped. I think the only original bits left on it is the frame and the handlebar. It's very much old school. Things have moved on a lot since this bike was bought. The brakes are pretty rubbish, the old cantilever style ones. It's massively over geared for a kind of off-roady type of bike nowadays, and it's about 2 kilograms too heavy. But nonetheless, it's kind of riding quite well. I'm quite surprised with the weight on it that I've put on for all my kit and stuff. I guess you don't really notice the weight of the bike, and I'm not trying to go too fast. I'm figuring with a loaded up bike, I'd expect this really to take something like maybe 3 hours. I'd do maybe 10 miles an hour, but stopping doing filming and stuff like that, this probably means it's going to be about a 4-hour ride. And having got to this track, I think I've got something like 15 miles to go. So this Downs link basically links the North Downs with the South Downs, and the stretch that I'm on, it's about 10 miles or so of quite nice easy gravel. In fact, that's perfectly suited to the bike that I'm on. So a lot of the filming today is going to be on a cheap action camera I've got. I think it's an Akaso V50 or something. I've had it a couple of years. It's way cheaper than a GoPro. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that footage comes out. And yeah, maybe you'll have to let me know in the comments whether I should get a GoPro or not. This is the old West Grinstead station. I think it was probably closed down in the beaching cuts. Yeah, that's the old platform there. And on the other side, today's route is mostly downhill, I noticed from the route profile. There was a nasty little hill to start with, within 5 minutes of me setting off from home, which I usually avoid that little bit of road because it's about 10% and I'm not warmed up by the time I get to that road. Then apart from a bit of a slightly lumpy section, it's primarily downhill until you get right to the foot of the Downs, where it looks like there's a bit of a monster climb up to the Downs Escarpment and the youth hostel. Hello. A bit rougher here. Afternoon. Looks like the closer you get to the South Downs, the rougher that track becomes. And I can now see the downs just in the near distance over there, so I think I've got about 4 miles to go, something like that. So I should be coming out near Stenning shortly for a couple of miles on the road before climbing up to the youth hostel. Hello. Well, there's the South Downs over there, and I think I need to be over there. I don't know whether you can make it out. There's some radio masts there, and the Truleigh Hill Youth Hostel is near some radio masts, so I think that's where I'm headed. We're back on the road now, just for a mile or so, I think, and then it's the big climb up to the Downs Escarpment. So yeah, I'll get cracking. It's 5 o'clock now, so the youth hostel is just about opened. Hopefully I'll be there in 20 minutes or so. So there's the sign for the South Downs Way, which is where I've got to go. And up there's the hill I've got to climb. Well, I've had to resort to walking up this last bit. While since I've had to get up and walk up a climb, but most of my stuff's on the road, so you don't get such steep hills. But to make me feel better, there's a guy on a mountain bike ahead of me who's also walking. So I'm hoping we're nearly there now. About half a mile with a bit of luck. I'm blinking starving now as well. Hello, moo cows. 0.8 of a mile to go, woohoo! There's a great view down there of the Weald, which is all the nicer when you've done all the climbing. Or all bar the last little bit anyway. My bike's really dusty now. Incredible. As are my cycling shorts and stuff. Yay! Here we are. Right, let's go and check in now. So this is home sweet home. It's very quiet here today because it was bank holiday Monday today, so everybody's gone home. So I've basically got this room for like 7 people all to myself. There's a nice view out the window, and I think there's some bell tents and things over there. I reckon you can hire those out if you want to stay here in one of those. So I'm going to go off and get a little snack now because I'm starving. They've got like a cafe here, and I might get a little small portion of chips or a small portion of nachos or something like that to tide me over. I've brought a freeze-dried dinner with me that I'm going to cook a bit later on, but yeah, I need some calories at the moment. So this appears to be the camping field, and you can see the sea behind it all there. So there's some of the other accommodation they do here as well. They call these small things land pods. I think they sleep about 4 people. So I feel a lot better having had a bit of a snack, but I still need my main dinner, which is just one of my camping meals basically. Something to eat, chicken tikka. I've had that before. So I'm going to dive out into the self-catering kitchen now and just boil some water up. There's a few people appeared in the kind of lounge area. Yeah, funnily enough, I expected to be the oldest here by miles, but there's a fair few people who look like they're in their 40s and 50s here. Yeah, I think all the youngsters probably came and went over the weekend. But yeah, anyhow, I'm just going to get my dinner cooked now. So I'm fed and watered and tucked up in my bed now. I've actually got a double bed. It's really nice. Yeah, I had about probably 2,000 calories tonight just to kind of stack everything in. So that was good. I enjoyed my nachos earlier on. They were really nice as well. The Summit to Eat meal, I've had it before, so I know that's reasonably okay. Always tastes better camping rather than in a kind of proper environment, but nonetheless it was all right and it did the job. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day now. I've got quite a difficult start tomorrow. The first 10 miles is on the South Downs Way and it promises to be very up and downy and a lot of really steep uppy stuff, I think. So yeah, I shall see you in the morning and I look forward to having a good night's sleep. So take care, good night. Morning. Well, that was really quite a pleasant evening. The hostel was very quiet, so I had a really good night's sleep. And I cracked and had one of their cooked breakfasts this morning. I brought one of my own along, but theirs looked really nice. Kind of one of these all-you-can-eat type breakfasts, along with continental stuff as well. So I cracked and had some of that, so that will fuel me up for the day. The first 10 miles today are all on the South Downs Way, which hopefully it won't be too rocky for my bike. It'd be good for a mountain bike, but we'll see with mine. Compared to yesterday where the off-road stuff was mostly gravel, just with a bit of South Downs Way stuff at the end. But yeah, so I'm going to ride from here to Ditchling Beacon basically, and then pick up the road. So yeah, best get started then. There's the radio masts that we could see from the valley yesterday. I think round here was the Motte Bailey castle that I camped at last year, except I approached it from a different direction. So we're going to be heading over there to the hills there in the far distance. I think that's Devil's Dyke round there. I can see on these sorts of trails here why people use 40 and 45mm tyres, because it's quite stony and rocky, and I've got 35mm tyres on this bike because it's the biggest that they'll take. But they were perfect for yesterday's road and the gravelly bits, but not so good for this. Well, this is Devil's Dyke coming up. Pub's still closed, luckily. Can't get the bike through the gate. Alright, cheers, thank you. Yeah, so I've got it. Bike's too long to go through the gate. cute, aren't you? You all baby ones. Yeah. Well, this is blinking hard work, I must say. I think I definitely need some lower gears, but it's lovely though. Really, really nice. Makes a change. Normally I'm walking in this sort of environment, so this makes a little bit of a nice change. That's us just coming to Ditchling Beacon car park now. And I'm going to stop and have a little bit of a rest. Well, here at Ditchling Beacon, this marks the end of the off-road section on the South Downs. It's very nice, but it's much harder than I thought it was going to be. Probably the reasons for that are I'm not fit enough, I'm technically not good enough at the steep downhill stuff, my gears are too high and my tyres aren't fat enough. So mostly it's my own fault, but you definitely need much lower gears than I've got on. Mountain bike type gears, or the sort of gears you get on modern gravel bikes, would be much better suited, but nonetheless it was possible to do it. So that's good. It's all road on the way back now. It's quite lumpy, but it should feel certainly very easy compared to the steep ups and downs of the South Downs escarpment. And just over there is the Ditchling Beacon Road that anybody who's ridden the London to Brighton bike ride will be familiar with, and of course luckily for me I'm going down it. Home now. Last mile and a half or 2 miles to go, I think.